tempo of this game. The initiations really need to be on point for these teams.
Obviously, and if you talk about the meta, the support meta is also going on right now. We have been seeing Florin as well as the Matilda getting banned. As you said about the utility jungler thing, tanky and chunky heroes, that's because the support meta is coming on, and dominance ice, or if you say about sea halberd, glowing one, all these anti-heal items are having the nerf right now. That means a possible fighter meta is also coming on in next season. Maybe we're gonna see some Yuzong or a lot into the game section again and again for next season. But for right now, also there is a good meta going on with this chunky heroes, and we have been seeing the Kalea, Matilda, like this type of heroes are getting banned. And look at that, Matilda will be taken out from the first ban from Experiment 5. Maybe we're gonna see a Kalea ban as well from Dakusena.
Probably so. Like you mentioned, the support meta really is taking place, and this just speaks for the Ube stats once again. Something we were really accustomed seeing back in the Blacklist International days. So I'm really excited to see that. But again, the Florin is something I think a lot of teams do like to go for on the blue side. So Dakusena should be careful of that pick as well, because no amount of anti-heal can cancel that global heal. So I think that's a good hero to have if you want to go for the tanky heroes or the fighter type of meta. But again, the Moscow being banned from the side of Team Dakusena just speaks that might be a target ban, or they're aiming for the Harith gold lane. Either of the one, right?
Yep, and I probably say that today I've been seeing lately so many Moscow matches. If you will ask me, I was casting at Nordwin and RRG then. I saw that a Moscow literally changed the whole game. So maybe that's the reason Moscow is having a hidden buff today, maybe, and that's the what Dakusera got it, and they just banned the Moscow, and even Experiment 5 as a good Moscow player. So that's maybe the reason they just went for that Moscow ban. And look at that, Lucas will be taken out. We all know that this Lucas Kalea, both of them are right now into the meta, and they are literally cooking it up. They know how to catch up the backliners. They know how to disrupt the backliners as well. So taking them out is a good thing. And as you said, me the Harith may be coming on from the side of Dakusena. Maybe that can be happen, because I think if after wildcard stage, if something will be out from Mythic Showdown, then it is the Harith pick. I've been seeing lately whoever having the Harith pick into their side, they're winning the match. So maybe Dakusena is planning
Oh,
for going for a Harith pick, because as much as Experiment 5 wants to win this match, you can say Dakusena also wants to stay undefeated.
absolutely right. And I feel Cypher was really comfortable on the Moscow last game that I have casted for them. I've seen him using that hero and is also comfortable on the Harrod. So both of the picks can work for him. And with the trilogy meta on the goal lane being a bit nerfed, I think a lot of the other heroes are also getting the spotlight, right? The Moscow being one of them. And again, the chunky boys, like we talked about in the beginning of the draft, being banned, and also the mentioned hero Kalea by you will be taken off the chart. So I think so far the bans have been pretty sensible, nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the place. And this just opens up a lot of heroes, a lot of mages too, a lot of the heroes which likes to go for the AoE damage, as well as the tower hugging kind of mage, like the Farsa, like the Eve. So they might make a debut in these games too.
Yes, and with this, I mean, I think they will go for a Badang ban maybe, because okay, look at that.
Hey, you just called it.
Okay. I mean, I was thinking about it. It was only thing open at that moment, and a Phobius is as also there. So Experiment 5, if they will go with the Phobius, then I don't think the Dakusena will prioritize the Harith. But if they're going with some other heroes, just like a Florin maybe, because Florin is also open right now. Florin first pick is also adorable and acceptable, but Dakusena right now, Phobius, Harith, both are open, but they are
Ooh.
going with the Kimi. Yeah, how can I forget this girl? I mean, right now she is in the meta since her revamp, and she's totally menace. I mean, and also you can say Kimi is something. It's a totally a flex pick. It can play with the mind of the opponents. So that's what is happening when Kimi pick is coming on. I mean, if you are with a Kimi, people think that you are going with a mid. They ban some goal laners, and if they will think that you are with the goal, they ban some mid laners. So you can play with their mind. But right now, I was suspecting about the Florin pick from Experiment 5, but we can see the Florin as well as the Basha coming on from the Dakusena. A tanky, chunky jungler with the Florin. Utility will be fully there with the Dakusena. What do you think, Experiment 5? We'll go for a Jushin at this point. Kimi at the goal, Jushin in the front. to take down the utility?
Mm, I mean, there's a high possibility that the Kimi could be used in the mid lane as well. But again, the Baxia is a really good pick coming in from the side of Takusena, right? The Baxia can sustain the high damage the Kimi kind of, projects out. So I think that's a really smart pick. And along with the Florian, the sustain just gets skyrocketed. But instead, they're using that, Kimi into the mid lane and they're getting the carry onto their arsenal. So I think that's a good counter towards the tanky Baxia that the other team has gone for. But again, there's an instant answer coming in from the side of Dakusena, the Irthel being picked right away.
Yep, and here you go. I mean, they know that the tanky coming on from the side of Dakusena, they went for that carry pick straight. And if you wanna say one more thing, that maybe that's the reason they went for a carry pick because of the high loss as well. Whenever we see a high loss in opponent side, we just thought about the carry pick. So have seen this from Experiment 5. They always go with the comfort of their pick. I mean, if they will have a Harriet, they go with Phobius. They don't want to give the counter to the opponent side. But do you think that, I mean, the early game, if the carry will be diminished or if we'll get the backlash from the Irithel, can she be okay with the late game? I don't think so, because the snowball is needed to the carry most. I mean, if you're gonna compare it with Irithel, then carry needs the early snowball. Irithel is okay with the early snowball or not with that, because in the late game you're gonna see the spike in Irithel as well always. But right now, against a carry with the Irithel, I think it's a good pick from Dakusena. They are rationalized with their draft. Let's see with the ban coming out from them, a Sicilian from the Experiment 5 and a Dakusena from and Xbox with the Dakusena, and they will go with the Hayabusa as well. Maybe another mage will be taken out at this point. A Fursa, a Louis.
Could be, could be. Both are the viable options for them to ban. But again, both, like you were talking about the goal lane, right? The carry against Irithel matchup. I think both the heroes really rely on those items. So the early game really has to be pretty much. They have to be completely safeguarded, given the space, given the farm, so they can actually come all in much faster. The last ban is the glue from the side of Team Experiment 5. I would say that's a good ban to go for because they have already picked their mage. They cannot go for a Faramis or a Vexana to counter that pick. But again, the Baxia is definitely a signature pick coming in from Dakusena, and coupled with the Florine and the Irithel, the Baxia and the Irithel has so much mobility, it's so difficult to catch. And given the short range for the carry, I think, once she uses the speedy light field, they will just try to get out of the harm's way and just re engage once again with the heal that they have. So, it's going to be quite a few back and forth. They will go in, go out, and just try to juggle around the damage. And look at that, a Masha being picked from the side of Team Dakusena. What do you have? What are your thoughts about that pick, though?
You will not believe me. For a reason, I saw some Kaja roam a day before this, so I'll not be. I mean, getting surprised from a Masha pick in the EXP, because nowadays I have been seeing these things a lot. Maybe, and these things do works against the current meta as well. I mean, if you're going with the comfort and absurd pick, which is out of a blue pick, and it do works against all these things. So maybe that's the reason they went for that Masha right now with a high damage. She can melt each and every heroes down from the early game. So they want the early game to be into their side. The glue ban, I was totally, I mean, out of the blues. The clue
Mm.
ban was done, but there is a Masha in your side. So they may be thinking about right now, because Louis, if here it will be a Louis, it will gonna help a lot to the team Dakusena. There is a Irithel. You need a teleportation. Maybe it's a chip or maybe it's a Louis. Right now the mage spot is open. Okay, no,
Oh.
they're going with the CC.
That's a Valier. So I think the disengage capability the side of Team Dakusana has is really magnified now. But again, they are tripling down on the tanky frontliner. They have a Hylos along with a Fredrin and a chip. So I mean, the only damage source that they would have would be the late game carry and another item reliant hero that's gonna be Kimi. So I think the early game reliance is pretty much how fast they can rotate around the map with the chips ultimate. So they are aiming for more groups fight than actually kind of a pick off kind of gameplay. But the other team does have a heal and a lot of CC and high damage. It's gonna be really interesting to watch because what do you think? Who has the upper hand in the early phase of the game?
think obviously it's been Daku Sena, I think so, because if you wanna see, no damage dealers are there other than that Kimi from Experiment 5, but Masha as well as the Irithel, even Basha can give a lot of damage from the beginning. Fredrin too, but more than Fedrin, I think Basha can give more damage. So maybe Dakushena is having the upper hand right now. But with a Valid in the mate section, full of stun, I will believe that. But I think it could have been other something else. But you can say that there was no stun for them. Dakusena's pick, if you wanna see, no one's there to stun you. No one's there to grip that crowd control. Maybe that's the reason they went for that Valor. So let's see how it goes. But right now the draft is on, and we are heading into the match. This is Mythic Showdown, guys, powered by Vista. And we are here for the last match of the Wildcard Stage between Daku Sena versus Experiment 5. And it's right now here. The best of 3 series is on and is the first set. Let's see. We'll be having the match into their side as both of the teams are playing with their utility junglers. No assassin for this match. I think the match will goes great for both the sides.
Absolutely, and with the tank meta again being back, so it's gonna be a bit slow-paced gameplay, a lot of fights near the objective. So I think that's something we're gonna see again in this game too. Just a bit back and forth with the poke damage both the teams have to offer. The Valir versus a Kimi in the mid lane, both has a lot of poke, so they might just cut down the rotation along the sides lane and just get the advantage where they have more members to join the team fight. But that's where the chips come. Chips ultimate will be vital because they have that shortcut to go in and just take the fights much more. And talking about fight, they're already being aggressive onto the Fred, and he does have the level 4 taking in a bit of damage, but there's the high loss to just neutralize the team fight. So both the teams would just play it safe, waited a little bit longer for the objective to be spawned, and then they take the fight.
Yep, and that's a good choice. I mean, nowadays I see these things more from both the teams that they wait for the first turtle. They don't take fight in just first minute, and it's a good thing. I mean, you need the turtle, you need the EXP as well as the gold from the turtle. So you should wait for it. And I know only one team gonna win the turtle, but what if I mean the opponent's team won the turtle, you won the fight. So that also helps you a lot. I mean, trade got same, but right now, look at that. The turtle dance already started right now with a fight coming on. Glorious Pathway.
Oh, there is a lot of damage being forced, but the Baxia will be securing the turtle with the retribution, but he's in the trouble. 4 members against 1. His team is a bit too far, and the first blood will be drawn from the side of Team Experiment 5. And you know who got it? It's gonna be the tanky Hylos. So they are starting off kills already, but they lost the turtle. So who got the better trade, you think?
I think it's Team Dakusena. They have the turtle. Only 1 kill got into the hand, so it's not a, big deal. They got the turtle. They got into, they just gave the 1 kill. So it's like they have rationalized gold into their side. But as I said, sometimes, you got the turtle, but you lose the fight. That's what happens. But Hylos, remarkably was there, and he managed to not only take down, but also safely come back from the situation. That's what you need right now in this meta. But if you're gonna see the way team is channelizing their way, but I'm not happy with the Fedrin. He should have been there from the beginning when the turtle dance started. Right now, helping the goal laner to catch up the, goal from the beginning to make down that carry, because they know that in the late game the carry will be fierce. So maybe that's the reason they are right now farming up at the goal lane. But a possible fight is about to come. 3-man onto the Basha.
Hey, there's a shortcut as well being used. There is a Praisal Wrath, but the damage not being enough to sustain. The heal coming in from the Florine will be helping him survive for a bit longer. There's a Flicker being expended, but the rotation again from Baxia going for the re-engage, and they will get a kill. Yamraj sending him back to the pits of hell, and they get 2 kills for none. So that's a favorable trade coming in for the side of Team Daku Sena in this fight.
The thing is right now, what you will expect in the mid to late game. The Florin is healing right now, and that's the reason Basha didn't just flew away. He just re-engaged into the fight and got a kill at that moment. Not only 1, 2 kills for the team, and they won. Right now, you can say they perfectly won the trade after the turtle. Not only that, they're right now clearing up the top lane, but look at that, catching up with the stun.
Oh my goodness, before I could even speak, 2 members got deleted. They're looking for a third Mancer. They'll be falling shortly after the rest too. So that's again another sheer dominance trade coming in from the side of Team Daku Sena. They are really angry after losing that first blood. to the side of Team Experiment 5, and right now they got the top lane turret, and they're also eyeing for that turtle as well.
Yeah, man, it's a free turtle for them. This time, you don't have any chance to come up and fight against us, took a fight against us, because it's already 3k goal lead for our side, and Dakusena is already set for this match. But do you saw that? Kimi with the stun coming on for the three people. They managed to take down the turret, then they managed to delete the Kimi as well. This is how Dakusena is reciprocating the whole fight being taken by the side of Team Experiment 5. I mean, obviously, it was needed at that moment because the whole DS was overextending. They were going for the tier 1 turret in just 4 minutes of the game. So that was needed, but it was totally out of the blue that Team Takusena didn't just took the turret. They managed to take down the fight as well, managed to take down some heroes as well. So it's needed for them, but Experiment 5 is kind of losing the hope right now, even the confidence. Look at that, Retrieve will be on Glorious Pathway as well as a revitalizing. I mean, no, it's from the region from the Hylos Ult, but right now 4-man gatekeeping the way for Hylos.
Hey, that's a lot of pressure being built, but again, they get a trade off on the top lane, so 1-for-1 trade, cross map play coming in, so they might get a turret on the board. So I think that's a pretty much, equalized trade coming in for both the teams. They lost one member and they also get a turret, so pretty much a value, but again, they lost the, they're getting the goal onto the goal laner, but again, there's a shortcut onto the Irithel. He's in a lot of trouble. He uses that, sprint just to get out of the harms. Mancer being taken down right after that, and there is the re-engage coming in from the Hylos, but he's taking in a lot of damage, does not have the revitalize, so that poke damage coming in from the lead is gonna chunk a lot of HP, and finally that turret being taken down.
I mean, can I check the item section? I think it's full of penetration right now because the way they are penetrating the tanky Hylos as well as the Fedrin. Look at that Hunter Strike. Oh my god. I mean, Blade of Despire for that. Okay, before that, we're gonna see a fight at the jungle.
Hey, Kaishi will be in a lot of trouble, kind of isolated. He wanted to go for an engage all by himself, a bit too much. Then he could actually tank this time around, even with the Florian Hill. That might not have been possible because they have a carry on the opponent side. So right like that, he will be taken down. But again, talking about the items, you were talking about the penetration. And there were a lot of penetration, right?
Obviously, I mean, they are ready for that. They know that the tanky players are there onto the side of Team Experiment 5. They will be not taking any experiment for this move, and they are going for the penetration right now. Look at that, one more fight about to come. Irithel is giving a lot of damage, but with a stun, they are coming onto the Yamraj at this point, and in the meantime, we can see the turtle dance already started, and it will be a free turtle again for the side of Dakusena. 3 neutral objective being taken down by the Dakusena, giving them a lot of EXP as well as goal right now. And look at that, the goal lead is already, I mean, still 3.6k. From the beginning, we are seeing that. From 4 minutes, we are seeing that. Oh my goodness, GG rotation coming from the Basha right now after taking the turtle. A possible fight is about to come. 4-man right now with the revitalizing coming up from the Hylos, going back into a safer zone. Before that, we can see the Florian being there as well as the Masha. She is the damage dealer, Sinryu. I mean, whenever your team fight is going on, you are looking for the Basha, you are looking for the Valir, but it's Masha who is right now kicking off each and every member of Experiment 5. Basha, Masha, what what is very, you can say similar, and they're cooking up with this duo right now.
Absolutely, it's like a tongue twister. At the end of the day, kind of can just get a bit your tongue twisted. But again, on the mid lane, you can see there is a lot of poke coming in, but none going for the fight yet. The traction pulse is there, but again, with a Valir's ultimate, he can actually immune that ultimates of Kimi, right? Like, even though they have a CC, he can just get out of the inbuilt CC, the Purify that he has. But again, we're talking about the Masha, despite not joining the team fight, she has been a nuisance, pushing those turrets, pushing those waves in, and giving so much space for the team to fight. But again, talking about space, they're kind of, narrowing it down with a chip shortcut, and they're going it. There's a lot of immobilize happening, but the scope from Valir is definitely making things change around. And look at Masha on the back line, completely causing chaos, recalling on the faces of Team Experiment 5. They lost 3 members, right now on the verge of running down for the hills. And that was a 3-for-none trade once again, completely favoring Team Dakusena. They're so clean with those team fights.
I mean, if you remember, I mean, it's not only your brains that you can take the shortcut, but the enemies are also taking the shortcut. At the moment when the fight was on, Irithel was not there, but then with the help of the shortcut, she was there. And did you saw that Masha is targeting the backliners as well? Only she is there to take down the mage or the, I mean, carry. She knows that these are the damage dealers. Nobody else was there to deal the damage right now. So Masha is doing his work greatly, and look at that. They got the trade right now. They will go for the turtle. Very fast rotation coming on with the help of the Masha's roller coaster ride, we can say. And they will be getting this lot easily. Madara will be in their side, and it will be maybe an Infinite Tsukiyomi and an Almighty Push to end this first set. Obviously, a first set is a best set, but still, right now, the team is up for the challenge. Experiment 5 with only 26.6k goal. Whereas a 7k goal lead is right now onto their face from the side of Dakusena. Will they manage to clear this lord? Will they manage to take down this lord? Defend their base? Reverse sweep this match? What will happen? I'm not sure about it. But the Florin Hail and the match.
Hey, you can see Baxia surviving and sustaining so much damage, and there's the re-engage coming in from the Masha, and they are trying to not fight that, because the Lord is marching down the top lane. They need to clear it out before they go for those such team fights, otherwise they might lose those inhibitors turrets, and that's something they cannot, do right now. They cannot expend such kind of, expensive trade. But again, the mid lane second tier turret will not be standing anytime soon. A lot of map pressure being built from the side of Team Dakusena, and that's why, the Florin heal is so vital in those team fights. They can just take those fights much more longer than they can actually want. But hey, that is some show of confidence coming in from the side of Team Dakusena. They're feeling themselves, aren't they?
I mean, obviously, have you seen some Masha picks? And obviously, they know that they're gonna win this match. They are the table toppers of their group. And Experiment 5 haven't won a single match yet, but still, we have seen that underdog teams performing well, but both the teams are in the elite leaderboards. But ES is proving themselves a lot in this match. Dakusena known for their recalls, known for their taunts, and right now they're doing that. They're gonna win this match. And look at that, they're waiting for the Lord, one more Lord, and they're gonna take the game into the number, into 1-0 maybe, or 2-0 clean sweep maybe. I don't know what they are going to plan for this match, but in the meantime, we can see a little bit of split pushing coming on from the side of Team Experiment 5. That's a good thing. But putting lane pressure can help you to take down the match as well. You'll not believe. I was watching a match. I don't remember where, but there you go. The score was 10-0. Then the 0 team just got the one in the last. So anything can be happen. It's a miracle thing can be happen here. They can come back. But right now, again, the Basha going for engage.
Hey, that is a good cancellation, a good peel coming from the high loss. Is taking in the damage, is stopping the rotation from the side of Team Dakusena to save their carry from surviving. But again, that's a lot of members coming in, and I don't think so the side of Team Experiment 5 can survive all that damage, because you can see one member already falling. That's going to be Prime Abo, and Super M was in a lot of trouble. He was almost on the verge of being taken down, but the positioning from Chip is definitely something that can threaten the map pressure the side of Team Dakusena is putting, because one shortcut onto the Lord pit and the Lord steal can happen. But like you mentioned, this is a game of comebacks, right? If they are feeling confident, that confidence can slowly turn into overconfidence, and the space the side of Team Experiment 5 are getting is something they need to be wary of. Otherwise, that late game carry can really be scary. But talking about the Lord is being melted down from the side of Team Dakusena.
Look at the top lane.
Hey, look at the shortcut, and I think this time Jazz is gonna get taken down. So that's a good pick off coming in from the side of Team Experiment 5. Some size of relief for sure.
Do you think that all those resources for Masha was good?
I think it's not a worthful trade, right? The Lord this time will be an enhanced Lord, right?
It's soothing after all those recalls and all those trolls. It's soothing for Experiment 5, we can say that. But right now, as you see that the Lord is emerging, and still the recall spam is not going out from the hand of Dakusena. They're literally dominating their side right now onto Experiment 5. They're not experimenting anything. They're just dominating right now. And with this, the Lord is emerging into the inhibitor of the bot section, and we can see a fight is coming up also for the Irithel.
Hey, before we could even say anything, they're getting deleted. Look at the damage triple kill from Irithel. She's looking for a maniac
Oh,
and wait, what? She just got a maniac. Carries all by herself. This might turn into a savage, and yes, it is a savage. And what a way to end the game with the Lord and Team Dakusena were feeling themselves, and why not? Because they played like one and got the victory in the first game.
I mean, that was totally insane. I'm really sorry. I couldn't even pick up the thing. It was a beautiful. It should have been a beautiful casting, but I couldn't pick up. I mean, it was so fast in my eyes that Irithel was giving a single kill. I was about to give you. I was about to throw you. Then she was about to take a triple kill. I mean, just in a span of seconds, you can say
Mm-hmm.
nanoseconds, got 3 kills into the hand. Then Maniac in the base, about to go into the healing zone. Then managed to take down the Maniac. Then they didn't wait for the base. They went for the Savage of Irithel. What a game for Irithel. This girl, I mean, this man is literally OP at the moment, we can say. Funny Valentine literally made funny all out of all those KOs, and that was really a dominating game. I mean, they didn't just show their dominance; they showed their aggression. It was totally, I mean, worth it from the side of Dakusena. Let's see how it goes for Experiment 5. I mean, if they can come back, if they can reverse sweep at this point, or one more clean sweep, we're gonna see against Experiment 5.
You know what? The gameplay was so clean coming in from Dakusena, right? They were playing for the objective. They know when to take the fights, how to take the fights, because you can see, the trades of that were happening. It was like 3-4-0, 3-2-4-0, and like they were not losing any members because of the fluorine heal. They could sustain the fight much more longer than they actually could have without the fluorine, right? And I think that one pick completely changed the map pressure the side of Team Dakusena could assert. And given the fact the Marsha was completely pushing, so there was a lot of pressure taken off from the Irithel to go for the split push or go for the turrets, right? And I feel that kind of approach worked so well because she could take more resources than she would normally, you know, have because without the support or without the peel the team could offer. And with that kind of lead on a marksman, I think a savage is just worth it, right? I mean, you're supposed to get a savage with that kind of goal lead that you had, that kind of item lead that you have. So that was a really clean game coming from Dakusena and Team Experiment 5. They have a lot of things to cover. They need to, change the draft a little bit because they took 3 tanky heroes without a heal and without proper early game damage, and that's where the heroes could not perform as they anticipated, as they wanted them to. And given the fact the carry as well as the Kimi is so much item reliant, I think the power spike never really came on time.
I was about to say that, Shinryu. You got the first pick. You have the Florian into your side because you were thinking about a Fedrin jungle. It's not like you just pick it in the last moment. No, we will go for Fedrin. We will not go for Assassin. No, it's not like that. No, you have been thinking about it that we will go for a Fedrin jungle. You should have been made your lineup like that, which would have been, I mean, suitable for the Fedrin jungle. But it didn't went for that. They banned the Matilda. They could have went for the Florin, but maybe, and that's the reason Shinryu Florin is having the highest ban rate in Mythic Showdown currently in the wildcard stage, and maybe we're gonna see the same in the Swiss stage as well, which is gonna come in just I mean I think 4 days. So I
Hmm.
don't know what will happen, but right now Experiment 5 should work on their
You know what,
lineup
Ash?
more. Yep.
One thing that's gonna happen, that's gonna be Ray joining us for this game. So Ray, if you're there in the VC, can you say hello to the chat?
Hello. I'll first say hello to you, man. Why the chat? The chat comes second. But of course, you guys are here with me. I mean, they cannot communicate with me. But of course, great casting here over Ocean and Ashes. Of course, RV's train was late today. He could not make it. So there's another R guy coming. It's me, of course.
Hey.
Uh, but yeah, I'll be taking his place. I would not be taking your slot away. Shinir, go ahead and cast the next game as well. I'll just be sitting on the host's desk waiting for you guys. But yeah, overall, this was definitely I was there at the match and I was witnessing it, of course, from the stream itself, and pretty crazy. I think it is the first Savage of the wild card stage, and it obviously it's coming from Dakusena because I feel like they're not. I mean, they're a team who rightfully deserves to be in elite above leaderboards. Is that it's just that they've been inactive for so long that I feel like yeah, they've been out of touch for a little bit, but I feel like they might have just proven a lot of people wrong. But and at the same time, I also feel like Experiment 5, that draft is a just like we mentioned, it's a little bit. like experimental. I also don't really understand why a lot of these wildcard teams are not prioritizing Florin. Like as Shizzy mentioned, it feels rather like the Fredrin or the tank jungle is a last moment decision rather than something that they had planned with. Because if you had already planned a tank jungle, I feel like you would definitely pick up a healer, wouldn't you? So I feel like, yeah, look at it, 3 tanks, no single healer. That is extremely odd, but overall, yeah, looking at the result screen, of course, look at Haitatsu. I know that guy. But yeah, 1015, untouchable because, of course, there's nobody that can dive in the backline. Of course, there's only Chip, but overall, it is a pretty clear game. And Funny Valentine, he's a really good goal laner, I would definitely say. Overall, a lot of zero deaths onto the hands of Dakusena, and it's pretty clear that they were able to